started with jazz. I didn't start with classical music, and I've spent much of my time in jazz and that stuff. But I was by myself getting more and more interested in classical music because I was also interested a lot in orchestration and composing. And so I started to analyze that stuff and getting more and more interested. I don't think I'm a traditional jazz piano player, although I like to play it very much, those traditional, we do that sometimes in jams or stuff like play really the traditional way, but I'm too much involved in those elements, in this composing element, colors, emotion, that if for my set and my performance I prefer more to go deeper in those elements, and then of course you have to leave something to create something else. My parents were not that easy settled to afford me to go to study, so I had to really find it on my way. But I did find it on my way, and I'm happy that I find my way. And actually, I was lucky that I got more and more work to play, and more people asked me to play. One of my first jazz tours, I was 19 in Germany with Garrison Fuel on guitar, who's a teacher at Berklee School. So I learned a lot by playing and by people who told me what they liked, what they didn't like, you know. Well, I don't listen too much to piano players actually. I listen much more to singers, vocalists, horn players, and a lot orchestration music. That's where I find, you know, my teacher at the time told me a very good line. He said, if you have a good line, you have the music. If you have music without a good line, there's no music. So for me, I took it very literally. I really went to look for the good lines. And that's the reason why I started to write orchestration also. Because if you have a big piece, a big oratorio, it's an assembling of lines, you know. More and more I started to write for orchestra and composing. More and more my piano playing started to get influenced by it. Because I started to realize during composing, during orchestrating, that space is so much important. You can do so much with space. And I started to use that in piano playing. It's a challenge for myself too. I know that the most of people piano playing is different, but I know that for myself, and you have two choices: or you're gonna change your playing and try to be as the others, or you feel comfortable with it and you just keep doing what you're doing. And when people start to what you're doing, that's great, you know. But I know that, I'm very conscious about that, but I'm very curious how it's gonna develop in the future.